Do you quit your full-time job, or do you sit there and go all in on your business? Or do you do your full-time job, or do you build the business on the side and create a big runway so then you can eventually have 6 months of income and then go all in on your business and say peace to your day job? Okay, it's a common question we get. So that's why in this episode, what Eric and I did is we took 3 top questions that we get, from students, from people in our Facebook group, email community, all that, and we actually went super deep. And that was one of the questions we got on there. Okay, so we're gonna go deep on these 3 questions on this new series called the Q&A series of the Dynamic Lifestyle Podcast. So let's check them out right now.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, man? Feels like it's been a while since we've done like some of these solo rounds, like in person like this.
I know, we got, as of late, we've had a lot of good guests on as well, too. So that's been a blessing. It's a nice little break for us. Just wink, wink.
It is, yeah.
But what's cool, too, is that we're here at this place called Maker's Gym over in Frisco, where we live. So it's a really cool setup, guys. If you guys are in the Frisco area, or like I said, wherever you're at, there's got to be some cool co-working places like this where you guys can do filming, podcasts, connect with people. I mean, just there's a lot of benefits to coming to places like this.
Yeah, 100%. You guys are coaches. You guys do consultations here, coaching days, and there's so many cool things you can do with these.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's jump into this. So today, guys, we're going to be doing something new on the Dynamic Lifestyle Podcast show. So this is the first time we're doing this. I'm excited to announce this. It's actually going to be a Q&A series, right? To where I don't know how many times a month we'll do this, but we'll definitely get this in a rotation at least one or 2 times per month.
Yeah.
And just literally a full-on Q&A series. So for this first set of questions, we got this off our email list. And in the future, guys, I want you guys to just feel free. If you guys have any pressing questions around business, lifestyle, mindset, really whatever, in this whole Q&A segment, we can cover anything. Pretty much, right? You open to anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you guys want to partake in that, if you guys have any questions, and there's the whole thing about there's no such thing as stupid questions, but
There is stupid questions.
there are stupid questions. So come on, guys, at least give it some thought before you guys submit these questions. But submit the questions to support at chrisericmartinez.com. Once again, submit the questions to support at chrisericmartinez.com, and just subject line, you can just put podcast question.
Yeah, I mean, we're only going to pick 3, per month, really. You know what I mean?
Well, per episode, per discussion, because we don't want to keep these more than 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what Eric said. Just make the question thorough. Don't write a whole entire page or anything like that. But just think about before you ask a good question. Just read it a couple of times, make it concise. Make sure that the question's actually being asked, and so we really help you out. The better the question you ask, the better answer we're going to give you.
Yes, and we'll do our best to answer them. And I'll be honest, if I can't answer something, then I'm going to be like, that's a great question, and maybe I'll get back to you. All right, let's jump into this, guys. Oh, really quick, before we get into this again, there is a fee to the show. If you guys have not, if you guys are new to the show, it's not monetary. I'm not asking for you guys to Venmo, Zelle me, PayPal, anything. You guys can if you want. I mean, that's very generous. But no, it's just a simple value exchange. If you guys can leave us a rating and review, and just share this out to people that would find this valuable. That's all you got to do. That's the fee. And if it sucked, it sucked, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, let me look at my handy dandy laptop right here, because I cannot memorize all these questions. So we got 3 questions, guys. So the first question, I'm going to read this off and then we'll answer it. I'll go ahead and just pass it to you first, Chris, to answer this. The question is, Chris and Eric, I am working full-time as an IT tech, but have a passion for becoming an online health and fitness coach, which is awesome. I have no idea where to start with this transition. Should I go all in and quit my job, or build it on the side? What are some steps you would take if you were me? Thank you very much. And again, we're not going to post names either one.
No, we don't have to do all that. No. Okay, cool. I'll take that. So full-time IT tech, looking to eventually transition out of that job and then build an online business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what I would do is I would not leave your IT job. I would sit there and build basically a 6-month runway. To where it's in 6 months, if you have enough income that you're making off of online health and fitness coaching business to surpass what you're making at that job for the IT tech. So for example, let's just say you're making $5K a month at the IT tech. you're going to want to basically give yourself a 6-month runway to be able to build that amount of money per month in the online business to make 5K, so that you could sit there and leave that job and feel good about it, right? And not be stressed out. So that's what my game plan would be. You know, do you want to talk about what you would do kind of strategically, or?
Well, no. Okay, so I do agree with that. I like that because I wouldn't just up and quit my job. That's ballsy. Let's put it that way. So if you want to roll the dice here, if you're risk taking, you know, is that like 10, then go for it. But I just would not do that because you just never know how it's going to pan out.
You're just getting started.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have. You know?
Exactly. Like everyone's situation is different. Like if this person has like a Rolodex of people that, you know, he could reach out to and do like, you know, a simple post of like, or a simple like ask post and say, hey, I'm thinking about taking on X amount of clients this upcoming month with my program to solve XYZ. Would you be interested, or do you know anyone that would be interested? And if you got like a ton of people that raise their hands, I mean, that's a really good indication that he could close a lot of people.
Yeah.
But again, that's still rolling the dice a lot.
Yeah, I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So, the next question is, okay, so his next part of that was, we covered that, don't quit your job, man. And then it says, you know, should I go all in?
No, we already answered that.
Oh, sorry, no, should I, what are some steps I should take? Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, steps, I would just say, right? You said do a 6-month runway.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I would say, yeah, a 6-month runway. But what I would do, right, is again, just hire a coach, hire a mentor. That's what I would do. I would, again, use that discretionary income that you're making just from, you know, your IT job, and again, put it back into your business right now. So look at that whole like side of the money-making machine of your full-time gig. Put all that money back into building your business, right? Hiring coaches, hiring mentors, joining a program, whatever you want to do. And then again, from there, it's like that's going to, you know, just again, accelerate that learning curve. You're going to feel so much more confident having someone that's just going to, you know, help you build this business and, you know, have your best interests, see your blind spots. And then again, right, then you can put a little bit of money aside too for, right, if you want to even go the paid ads version, just because you have a job, you can hire like a virtual assistant, right, to do lead generation for you, to post social media, a lot of good stuff. So that's what I would do, like just tangible steps. Like if you have a full-time job and you're looking to transition and go into like an online coaching business.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I would do the same.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day too, guys, like it's just think about this, like it's never going to be like a perfect time to do that, right? I mean, you're going to have to just do it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you have a job and you have money coming in, it's like you already have that upper hand. So just why not? Just, you know, you have more risk to take. And again, then from there, like let's say you get this business going, you have a coach that's helping you go in the right direction, then maybe if you feel like, you know, you're making like anywhere from, you know, you're matching that income that you're making at your job, or you're making half that income, then okay, maybe scale down that job, that IT job to, you know, part-time, and again, put more time into the business building that. And then once that machine and the business is built, then it's like, okay, it's up to you whether you want to just leave that job or not, but please don't stay in there and try to run a full-time business and work full-time. That's just not going to work out.
I've heard people like try to do that, and it's like it never works out, you know?
Yeah.
It just never works out.
Yeah, so hopefully that answers the question for that.
Yeah, okay. So the second question is, Chris and Eric, I'm struggling right now as an online coach due to not having enough leads. A part of me wants to quit. I've tried just about everything in my past business coach I worked with said to not do cold DMs to people. What else can I do to gain more momentum and get more clients? Thank you. Okay, first thing I would say is, who the hell is your business coach thinking is telling you not to do cold DMs?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just shaking my head at that already.
Yeah, it's like telling somebody not to, if it's in sales, like selling solar or something like that, to not go and do door to door.
Or cold call.
That's what it's like, you know, insurance, you know, don't do cold calls.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would definitely disagree with that. Just the first part of this question. So I 100% think you have to do DMs. You have to do cold outreach DMs, and it's not to do it in a sleazy, unethical way. Like there's got to be strategy to it, and this is what we teach in our program, right? Is like literally how do you sit there and go in with a giving mentality when you're doing cold outreach to people? You're being a giver, not a taker, and we have all these scripts for people to do with that. So again, man, I would say if you're doing this, that you have to do cold outreach. It's part of like, you know, the lead generation form when building an online business, especially a service-based business. It's what we call the dirty work, right? The boring work. Like you don't want to do it, but it's a necessity to your business, you know, to produce cash flow and generate conversations, which will lead to conversions going forward. So you have to do it.
All right, just give me 1 second. We'll get back to the training. Okay. Now, look, if you are looking to enhance your content, if you're looking to really build what we call a content machine, okay, we have this awesome worksheet for you. So just check out the link below and you guys can download this awesome worksheet where there's like 3 or 4 different type of like exercises in there. You guys can really roll out some brand new content for your guys' online audience, your guys' brand, and your offer. Okay. Now back to the training.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it's kind of broad here where it's just what else can I do to gain more momentum and get more clients? I mean, we could do a whole podcast on how to get more clients, right? But I'll kind of give you guys like the summary of what you need to understand as a coach or in any industry really is there's 3 ways to get traffic to your brand, to your services, right? And that first one is you create the traffic. That creating the traffic is basically you doing like organic content on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube videos, podcasts, whatever, right? You are creating that traffic onto your brand because of the content, the value exchange. Yeah. The second one is you're buying traffic. So that's paid advertisement, right? That's Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, any type of advertisement that you pay to be able to get traffic and eyeballs on your brand, okay? You need deep pockets for that, right? You need disposable income for that. The third one is you borrow traffic. To borrow the traffic is basically joint ventures, collaborations, affiliate programs, host beneficiaries, right? You're borrowing people's traffic. So for example, if you're an online coach, you go to somebody, that doesn't have, a nutrition program, maybe you have a nutrition program. So you can sit there and partner up with them and have them sell your nutrition program because they have a training program, they have an audience, and you can sit there and get a commission off of that because you have the missing link to what they need for their audience to fulfill. Yeah. That's just one example. But you know what I mean? Like there's so many different like routes and avenues inside those 3 different ways I just gave you to get leads and to get clients.
Yeah, and I'll say one more thing too that to this person that asked this question. And another thing too, just you got to realize that there's so many clients outside of your 3 to 5 mile radius. And that's what people don't realize. And when it comes to entrepreneurism or building online businesses, they think that everyone has to come from online. It's this negative perception. And it's so far from the truth because you have clients and partnerships all around you, local businesses where you guys can team up with. And, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Like, it's a very simple model. Like if there was no social media, if there was none of this, how do you think people did business back in the day? Yeah. That's what they did, right? They built collaborations. They serve people in a 3 to 5 mile radius. So again, don't neglect that. Go to businesses, introduce yourself, be that go-to coach, and health coach for that 3 to 5 mile radius, and build a relationship. Again, going with the giving mentality to help and serve them. Hey, I'll share your business to everyone I know in my network. Let's do this. Yeah, that's a very simple exchange.
Yeah, and it's just it's one of the things that we did in the Accelerator program. We actually created a whole entire training called Hustling Outside of Social Media Analysis. There's 9 different tactics that we have in there to be able to have our coaches hustle outside social media. It has nothing to do with social media or content creation, right? One of those, just to give you guys an example, is leaving door hangers at luxury apartment buildings. Yeah, think about luxury apartment buildings, guys.
That's a good one.
There's thousands of people that live there. That means there's thousands of leads there. You think if you put maybe even 500 door hangers on a luxury apartment place that you can maybe get 100 people out of those 500 that might be interested, and then from there close, 20% of those, 30%, all depending on your offer and your sales skills. Just think about that, right? So you got to think outside the box. Another reason too, this is good that you mentioned this because it's actually going to get me going on this now. I truly believe, going forward that there's a pendulum swing, right? One side of the pendulum swing has been literally all online shit. It's been all tech stuff, right? And then the other side of the pendulum swing was kind of like, old school back in the day. It's not old school though, it's proven school. So it's basically, it's face-to-face, it's brick and mortar, right? It's face-to-face, like one-to-one personal training. It's face-to-face, one-to-one nutrition consulting. It's doing seminars, right? It's doing all that stuff in person where we as humans, we bond, we have connections, we help each other, right? There's energy exchange, and it's very hard to do that online, right? I think that pendulum swing is going to eventually switch back over to that side of the brick and mortar and doing stuff in person. So I really think that there's an advantage for people out there doing what I call a hybrid coaching model. Now I don't say hybrid training or hybrid nutrition, right? I say hybrid coaching model because that just depends. Are you going to be doing training? Are you going to be doing nutrition? Are you going to be doing both training and nutrition? So it's a hybrid coaching model. I just think that that's something, man, where a lot of people can take, a huge kind of advantage, because it's going to swing back in some sense. I'm not going to say it's going to go all the way because online's great, it's a great tool and stuff like that, but I really think it's going to go back that way.
Yeah, that's a great point. I honestly, I agree with you with that. I do. And so just to kind of like wrap up this question and answer for this person, like I think we gave like a lot of good ideas, for you. So just go out there, take action on them, and again, man, like don't feel like the need to where it's like you're gonna quit. That comes to the territory of being an entrepreneur. 13 years in this. Chris and myself are very open, honest, transparent about this. And like, there's times we want to quit. We want to quit every week, on something. So it's part of it. It's part of the game. It's a roller coaster. It's very volatile, and you just have to understand that and buy into that. And this is a lifestyle. This is what you chose. And it's going to be good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks, good months, bad months, and that's it. You just got to keep pushing forward.
100%.
Yeah. But great question. So hopefully that answered your question. So let's move on to the third and final question. So, Chris and Eric, I am new to being an entrepreneur, and it's been a rough start so far. When things aren't going your way in life, what do you do to get through those dark times?
Ooh, that's good. I like this
one a lot. Okay.
Let me take that one
Yeah.
first. So I do two things. Whenever basically things aren't going my way, and I feel like we're going through like a rough patch. Two things. The very first thing is I sit there and I check myself and get my ego out of it and my emotions out of it. And I stop making it about myself, right? And I start making it about serving other people. So I just switch my mind to a serving mentality and just be like, Chris, like this isn't about you. Like this is not a business that you're building for yourself, right? You're building a certain one. I'm building this business to be able to advance God's kingdom, number one. And secondly, I'm building this business to serve other people, solve problems, and create impact. Okay? So that mindset shift right there helps me out. The second thing is basically, I look back at how far you've come, right? Literally, how far we've come. Literally since 2009, being personal trainers inside of a mom and pop gym. And I'm like, I'll be damned if I sit there and quit or let some little piece of adversity or something not go my way to sit there and throw the damn towel in. After all the shit that we've been through, like in this business like journey in the past 13, 14 years, there's no way in hell I will ever hit that quit button. No way in hell. So just right there, I give myself some grace, and I'm like, dude, look at what we've done. Look at the accomplishments we've done. We're still very young. We still have a lot to learn. We still have a lot to sit there and accomplish. We still have a lot to grind through. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be freaking hard, but it's going to be so damn worth it, man.
Yeah.
So damn worth it.
Yeah. So good. And I was trying like, where do I talk that answer, man?
And these, we don't have to always give each other.
No, but I want to give my perspective
Okay.
too. So because it's such a great question, and just these questions fire me up because everything you said, that I will 100% agree with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you're going to say
let me put another little twist to this angle for this person to ask this question. So when you're an entrepreneur, you're building a business. There's going to be conditions in life, right? There's going to be seasons in life. Good seasons, bad seasons. Good conditions, bad conditions. If you can't be good and great during those shitty conditions and seasons, if you can't persevere through those, if you can't outlast, out-strategize, outthink, and outwork people through those conditions, you will never, ever be great. You want to acquire that great resiliency that you need in this game to get through it, because you think that this one condition or one season is really the only thing that's going to hit you in life. You're absolutely wrong. There's going to be so many more tests, so much more adversity that's going to come your way that you got to be ready for it. And if you can't sit there and be great through the shitty seasons and conditions of like life and entrepreneurship, then it's like there's no way you won't last. So again, grit wins, resiliency wins, endurance wins. That's what wins in this game. Yeah. So where you just have to understand, like, man, like it's just a season, it's just a condition to where it's like I can get through this. Like it's not good. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah. So that's my take on that.
There needs to be an acronym for that: grit, resilience, and endurance somehow.
I'll try to figure that out.
That's good though, man. That's good. I agree 100%. I knew our answers were going to be somewhat similar, right? So yeah, those are both, I think, really, really good answers and really good feedback for this question. But great question. That was a really good one.
Yeah. So that is 3 questions, guys. So this was cool. I enjoyed this little Q&A series, and this is the first one. So they'll get better, as it goes. But again, guys, really appreciate those of you that submitted these questions. They're great questions. And again, if you have any questions that you're listening to this and just anything that's on your mind, again, submit those questions to support@chrisericmartinez.com, subject line podcast question, and we will sit there and answer those questions. But other than that, anything?
No, I was gonna say just share this show. You know what I mean? Like we're not asking you guys to put this on like Instagram or Facebook feeds or anything like that, but man, just like tag somebody in it or just send it to like a friend or something like that. Put it in your stories really quick. It fades away in 24 hours anyways. Like just help us get this out. Like honestly, like these questions are great and the answers I felt were really good too. You know, I mean, you guys will be the deciding factor on that, but share it out so it can help other people out. Exactly. That's it. That's all we ask.
Yeah. All right, we'll end it there. All right, guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in, your guys' ears, your guys' eyeballs. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
I'd really like to know, like in the comments below, which one of those Q&As like really hit home and helped you the most and was valuable. And do you want us to keep doing this, right? Because we really enjoyed that. We thought there was a lot of value there, okay? Next thing I want you to do, watch this training right here on 6 new ways to build a 6-figure health and fitness coaching business now that you've got the Q&A, all right? Watch this video.